always great fun to hear music that you've written being played and being played well. And the question always is, when you write it, does it sound on the stage like it does in your head? And it does. It's great to hear tubas and euphoniums play this music. I will admit here in public that I'm a trumpet player by trade, and don't hold that against me. But writing for band is a lot different than writing for tuba ensemble, but it's great because you still get the melodies, the counter melodies, and the rhythms, and it's a much smaller, compact ensemble to write for. It's a lot of fun. But the question always comes up of what inspires you? Where do you get the ideas for pieces? Well, the first one, as I told you, came from collaborating with the conductor of the junior high band. And this next piece, I'm very proud to say, was actually written by my great-grandfather. Now, I found out about 15 years ago that my great-grandfather named Samuel Kaczynski was a composer. And nobody really knew anything about him. He died right before my mother was born, so she never knew him. And my mom's oldest sister had only met very vague recollections of him as when she was a small child. But anyway, he was a Russian Jewish immigrant living in the Bronx in the 20s, and he wrote primarily cantorial music, Jewish religious music. And about 15 years ago, a cousin of mine gave me a box of his music that had been sitting in a basement for about 60 years that nobody had really looked through. And I finally went through it, and it was just a wonderful surprise to go look at all this beautiful handwritten manuscript, obviously in ink, but it had that old style fountain pen look to it. Just page after page of this wonderful vocal music. But buried at the bottom was just a very simple piano piece called Russian Military March. And as I said, the music, he was a little bit of popularity in the 20s and 30s. A few of his tunes were recorded by the great Mordechai Hirschman and his orchestra. I don't know if you have him on your iPod right now. A few in the back. But actually, I went and heard it. It's just this old style 45. It's really great music. Anyway, so I found this Russian Military March, and about 10 years ago, I transcribed it for concert band to create sort of a new march, and then I got the idea to do it for the tuba ensemble. So this is, we go from Greece to Russia. Now we have the Russian Military March, originally written by Samuel Kaczynski, transcribed lovingly by his great-grandson.